Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here. I'm Dina Saleh, the Regional Director for the Near East, North Africa, Europe and Central Asia Division at IFAD. IFAD is the International Fund for Agriculture Development. It's a specialized UN agency and an international financing institution. So we wear two hats. And our main mandate is to eradicate poverty and hunger in the world, in developing countries, and we also work in fragile situations.
What does I do for climate change?
Well, climate change, especially in our region, of course IFAD is very much involved in helping countries to meet the impact or to address the impact of climate change. However, in our region, especially which is the Mediterranean region and the Near East, North Africa, as you know, climate change is the biggest single threat to the region. So what are we doing? So in our, in our work, we have several instruments and actions, and we try to help communities that are dealing with climate change, with simple tools, with education, awareness. We try to also give them, for example, it could be new technologies, how to deal with climate impact. To give you an example, in the last 15 years, climate change has had, I would say, 26% of its destruction has been in the agriculture sector. So when we try to address climate change impact, we look at what is impacting these people in their food productions. Then we look at integrated systems. How can we help them? Do they need technology? Do they need education? Do they need inputs? Do they need water? Water is a big problem in our region. So we need to help them also to build their infrastructure, to be able to access finance. So this is a number of things that we're dealing with. Of course, for the young people, the young farmers, this is the biggest threat to them. It's very hard, it's very uncertain. Climate is very unpredictable these days. We can have prolonged droughts, and then we can also have floods at the same time. So, and these youth are struggling. In our region, the largest unemployment is in our region, in the world. 30% of the youth are unemployed. So to give you numbers, like 1 in every 4 young person doesn't have a job. So how do we help them? How do we create opportunities for them? And like this, what we do is we give them access to financing, we educate them, we provide we create jobs for them, through either working on the farms or outside the farms also, create new businesses, digital solutions, GIS.
The solutions?
Yeah.
It's possible.
Of course, the solutions like GIS, for example, technologies, how to predict the climate uncertainties or the climate patterns. When will we have rains? When do we expect to have droughts? How do we change how we are, farming to respond to the changing climate? So these are all different solutions. Of course, we shouldn't forget also that agriculture actually came from this region. The whole, development of agriculture, the history of agriculture. So some of the traditional practices are also very important. And we have done this in many countries. For example, in Morocco, we did new GIS solutions for them. In Egypt, which is water scarce, we also helped, a whole project to help them to deal better with water management. And then we have a really good example where, as we all know, climate is correlated also to instability, conflict, and to promote peace. We have been really, and stability, we have been really engaging countries and how to respond to this uncertainty. And one very good example was the partnership with the Italian government, so the Italian Development Cooperation Agency. We have worked with Somalia for a number of years now. And we have developed climate-focused operations. So what have we done there? Many of these communities are pastoral communities, you know, they have livestock. So they move with their livestock to look for water and to look for land where they can, you know, feed their families, feed their animals. So by us investing in these areas which are very dry, which are very, you know, susceptible to climate change impact, we have helped communities to settle. So there's no more moving to different places where they could, you know, have conflict, fight with other communities for land, for water. So now they're settled in their communities. We have helped them to develop water infrastructure, wells. We have also given them, you know, seeds, fertilizers, new technologies, educated them. So all this is very important in terms of the work IFAD does in very remote areas.
For the children, is it future?
Exactly.
Okay. Why did you decide to sponsor the Sicilyfarm Film Festival?
So, of course, Sicily is, I would say, as you know, is a very beautiful place. But not only. So the Farm Film Festival is very close to the nature of IFAD. You know, IFAD works with the most remote, marginal, smallholder farmers and communities and rural people. So when you look at a Farm Film Festival that is shedding spotlight on these small farmers, small communities, and bringing them, giving them the opportunity to have visibility, to let people know what is happening, you know, around the world and in this region especially, because every time we look at the news, all we hear is the conflict, the disasters. But I think it's very important also to look at the stories of these smallholder communities, of these farmers, of these you know, people living in the Mediterranean region. And so when we knew about the Farm Film Festival, for IFAD this was a natural choice.
In Agrigento.
In Agrigento, the history, the culture, the traditions of Sicily are very close, they're natural to our region. So this was actually for us very, you know, very good, but also I would say best choice in order for us to really help to bring, let's say, visibility to these people.